The co-op manager traced my unauthorized system changes and called me in. "Who are you really?" he asked. I had no good answer. My 180-acre farm went under last spring after 2 straight years of drought killed my corn yields. 5th generation operation, completely gone. I couldn't face my family or the neighbors who'd known my grandfather. When the bank took everything in March, I just started driving. I ended up at Millbrook Grain Elevator Cooperative about 40 miles west. Massive historic facility handling storage for maybe 200 small farms across 3 counties. Walked up to the front desk, claiming to be Jake Sullivan, yield assessor from Porter County researching regional storage efficiency. Had fake business cards and everything. The receptionist barely glanced before waving me through to observe operations. The control room overlooked 12 massive silos, each holding thousands of bushels. Digital displays showed temperature, humidity, ventilation schedules. I'd grown up around this exact equipment, knew it better than most people knew their kitchens. That first week, I just watched and took notes like I was supposed to. Day 4, I noticed Silo 7's temperature reading looked wrong. Display showed 58 degrees, but the ventilation pattern didn't match. I pulled up historical data when nobody was looking and saw the sensor had been drifting for 5 days. If they didn't catch it, 8,000 bushels of wheat would go moldy within a week. I mentioned it casually to a floor operator. "Might want to check that temp sensor in 7. He investigated, fixed it. Probably saved them $40,000 in spoiled grain. Nobody questioned how the visiting assessor spotted it. After that, I couldn't stop myself. Started coming 3 times weekly with my clipboard and fake credentials. I'd wait until the control room emptied during lunch, then tweak ventilation schedules, optimizing humidity using techniques my grandfather taught me. The co-op spoilage rate dropped 15% over 2 months. They thought their equipment just ran better. Then in August, I noticed early grain beetle evidence in Silo 3. Not obvious yet, but I recognized the pattern. My grandfather's pocket journal, the one I'd carried through the farm collapse, had a whole section on pest control using forgotten methods. This formula using food-grade diatomaceous earth with specific temperature cycling that suffocated beetles without chemicals. I couldn't implement it directly without blowing my cover, so I left detailed assessment notes in the system for operators to find. Step-by-step instructions disguised as research. County assessors recommend traditional diatomaceous earth application with the following ventilation schedule based on historical practices. They followed it exactly. The infestation got controlled before spreading to other silos. That alone saved the entire August harvest cycle. Probably 50,000 bushels worth close to $300,000. But I got sloppy. Too many ledger changes. Too many restricted file accesses. In September, they scheduled a major system upgrade. The IT contractor reviewing access logs flagged dozens of entries from my fake credentials. The co-op manager, Paul Hendricks, who'd run the place for 20 years, called me in the next morning. I walked into his office expecting security or police. Paul had printouts of every system change I'd made spread across his desk. 3 months of unauthorized access. All documented. "Who are you really?" Not angry, just tired and confused. I couldn't lie anymore. Told him everything. The failed farm, the crushing shame, the fake identity. How I just wanted to feel useful again. Couldn't watch good operations fail when I knew I could help. Paul listened without interrupting. Then he pulled up the co-op's quarterly performance reports. Showed me graphs of decreased spoilage, saved harvests, the beetle infestation we'd stopped. "You know how much you saved us?" he asked. "Close to $400,000. Our yield bonuses are up 22% this quarter because of efficiency improvements we didn't even understand we were making." He leaned back in his chair, studying me carefully. "We've got a major harvest planning session next week. All board members, all farm representatives. I want you there as our official agricultural advisor. Real position, actual salary, plus 3% share of quarterly yield bonuses." I just stared at him, unable to form words. "You'll have to use your real name this time," Paul added with a slight smile, "and we'll legitimize your credentials. But if you can keep doing what you've been doing, we need you." Last week was that session. 15 people around the conference table, including farmers who'd known my family for generations. Paul introduced me by my real name and official title. When I presented my grandfather's techniques for the winter storage cycle, nobody questioned me. They took notes, asked for copies of those old formulas, deferred to my recommendations. For the first time since losing everything, I felt like a farmer again.